Hey everyone, welcome back to the podcast. I'm Ernesto, and as always, I'm here with my friend Sarah, who has been studying Spanish since high school and is still, very patiently, working on it.
Still working on it is right. Hi, everyone. So, Ernesto, today you said we're doing irregular verbs in the preterite. That phrase alone stresses me out a little.
Did you know that in Spanish, some of the most confusing verbs for learners actually follow a hidden pattern? It's true. What seems like chaos actually has a method behind it.
Oh, really? I've always thought irregular verbs in Spanish were just random exceptions you had to memorize. What's the pattern?
Well, today we're going to break it down with three verbs: hacer, poner, and querer. Once you see how they work, you'll realize they're not as irregular as they seem. Let's start with hacer, which means to do or to make. If you were to guess the preterite form of hacer, based on regular verb patterns, what would you say?
Hmm. I'd probably guess something like hací, since that's how regular ER verbs tend to work.
That's a logical guess, but it's not correct. The actual form is hice, Hice. For example, yo hice el pastel means I made the cake.
Oh, okay, so it's not hací, it's hice. Got it. What about the second person, like you did?
That would be hiciste. For example, tú hiciste las invitaciones means you made the invitations.
Hiciste. All right, so far so good. What about he did or she did?
That's hizo, spelled Hizo. For example, ella hizo una fiesta means she made a party. The Z in hizo is there to keep the S sound consistent. If it were spelled hico, it would sound completely different.
Oh, that makes sense. Spelling logic. So, hice, hiciste, hizo. What about we did?
That's hicimos. For example, nosotros hicimos las compras means we did the shopping. And here's a little bonus. Hicimos actually looks just like a regular verb form, so it's one of the easier ones.
Finally, an easy one. I needed that.
Huh, I thought you'd appreciate that. But here's something really important to notice. None of these forms, hice, hiciste, hizo, hicimos, have an accent mark.
Wait, really? Because with regular verbs, don't we usually see accents on the yo and l or eja forms, like comi or comio?
Exactly. That's the key difference. Regular preterite verbs almost always have an accent on the stressed syllable in those forms, but irregular ones like hacer, poner, and querer never have accents.
Oh, that's actually a really useful trick. So no accents on hice, hiciste, hizo, hicimos. Got it.
Right. Now let's move on to poner, which means to put or to place. Same pattern but with a different stem. Instead of pony, it's puse.
Puse, like P-U-S-A.
Exactly. For example, yo puse los globos en la cocina means I put the balloons in the kitchen, and then it continues. Pusiste, puso, pusimos.
Pusiste, puso, pusimos. Wait a second. These endings are the same as the ones for hacer.
Bingo. That's the pattern I wanted you to notice. The endings are identical across this whole family of irregular verbs. The only thing that changes is the stem. So for hacer, the stem becomes is. For poner, it becomes pus.
Oh, I see. So if I learn the stem and I already know the endings, I basically know the whole verb.
Exactly. And now for the last one, querer, which means to want. The stem here becomes kiss. So it's quise, quisiste, quiso, quisimos.
Quise, quisiste, quiso, quisimos. Same endings again.
You've got it. But here's something important to note about querer in the preterite. It doesn't just mean I wanted. It often implies that you tried to do something and sometimes that you didn't succeed.
Wait, what? That's a pretty big difference.
Yeah, for example, quise llamar a mis amigos pero no tuve tiempo means I wanted to call my friends, but I didn't have time. It's not just about wanting, it's about trying and not being able to.
Oh, that's such a big difference from English. In English, I wanted to call them doesn't necessarily mean I failed.
Right. In Spanish, that nuance is built into the preterite tense itself. Cool, isn't it?
Very cool. Okay, let me try to put this all together. Can I make a sentence?
Of course. Go ahead.
Ayer yo hacía el pastel.
Almost. Remember, it's not hací, it's hice.
Right, right. Ayer yo hice el pastel y también poní los globos en la cocina.
So close. You've got hice perfectly now. But for poner, remember the stem is pus, not pon. So it's puse los globos.
Ok. Ayer yo hice el pastel y también puse los globos en la cocina. Después querí llamar a mis amigos, pero no tuve tiempo.
Very close again. Just one more thing. Remember the stem for querer is kiss, so it's quise, not querí.
Quise llamar a mis amigos, pero no tuve tiempo. Okay, I think I've got it now.
You do. And honestly, that mistake, regularizing the stem, saying hací or pony or carry, is the single most common error learners make with these verbs. So if you catch yourself doing that, you're in very good company.
That's comforting, actually.
All right, let's do a quick recap before we wrap up. 3 verbs, same endings. Iste, o, emas. Hacer becomes is, poner becomes pus, querer becomes kiss. And remember, no accents ever.
Hice, no. No, it is hice. Hiciste, hizo, hicimos. Puse, pusiste, puso, pusimos. Quise, quisiste, quiso, quisimos.
Perfect. Now, in the next episode, we're going to hear these verbs used in a real story. 2 characters, Marta and Diego, planning a surprise party.
Ooh, I can't wait to see if I catch them all.
You will. See you next time.